I would like Mohammed and Laurent, if you can introduce yourself and the companies, please.
I am Mohammed Lamir. I'm the CEO of MICebz Hospitality, part of family business group in Saudi. We are developer, investors in many sectors, including real estate and hospitality. I sit myself as a board member in other boards, TDF, Rajah Capital, also in developing lifestyle hotels.
Thank you.
Good afternoon all. Laurent Cartier from MICebz Hospitality. MICebz Hospitality is a young Saudi company working on two fronts at the same time. The first one is to open a hotel in secondary cities in Saudi, responding to the demand of the government. And the second activity is to create its own hotel brand. For the first one, we're also creating an academy to train young Saudis to hospitality jobs.
So part of what you said was relevant to the previous panel, so the academy and the training of the Saudi hospitality. This panel is done by a developer and by an operator and third-party operator. So I would like to have the chance to give it to the floor, a possible wide view of what is the hospitality in Saudi Arabia. You are a developer. How you usually evaluate how you're investing, how you're developing? What are the criteria that you are taking consideration by you to analyze a development, to start for a development, an hospitality development?
I think the challenge previously was basically that there is no ambitious plan at the beginning. I think, as my colleague stated earlier in the last session, the Vision 2030 has already done the roadmap, and this was, I think, a big change. So, you know exactly now where are you heading. Tourism has been now one of the strategic stream of business and of income to the country. It is much easier now. There are some challenges, but again, nobody was thinking before about different type of hospitality product like the lifestyle hotel. Now, the market is a need for it. Operator is also bringing their offering, their brands on that segment to the market. So it's easier now to find the opportunity. It's easier now to get the financing. Yes, if you have the right product at the right market, you know exactly what you are doing. And it's not only something that you're going to make money right now and just hit and run. It's something for contributing to the all goals of the government, of the vision. It's much easier than before.
What changed from before?
Regulation, for example. Now, in 1 hour, I have a meeting with the Ministry of Tourism, and they want to study how can we waive some of their regulation to ease this, because they know that you want to do something that meets the target of the country's vision. Okay, so that is easy. Before that was not easy. It's a book. You just take it or leave it. And now everybody's listening. Everybody is really contributing. I have told this to so many of my colleagues, also investors from outside Saudi Arabia, and they know this. Now it's the government agencies are being well educated to listen, to learn from the private sector, and that has never been done before.
Thank you. Laurent, what are your criteria to evaluate to jump or not in a project? What are your criteria that you evaluate to jump or not in a project, to manage a hotel or not? Because,
well, as I told you, for us, for the first part of opening hotel in secondary cities, we signed an agreement from the beginning, we want to partner with international companies. So we signed an agreement with Accor to open 18 hotels in secondary cities. We're also working with Radisson. But, you know, as Mohammed said, the opportunities, the market is really open now, and what is making our life easy is that everyone is trying to go in the same direction and to make everything seamless. So, yeah.
Okay. Thanks. A question that is for both of you. You have employee, both of you. You have employee for the development side. You have employee from the operational side. How is easy in this moment to retain your employee? Because you are surrounded by entities, most of the time public entities, that especially the good guys, they are incentivized them with different salary, different package, different blah blah blah. How you are retaining you try to retain your employee, because you're expert, you know, so who is next to you absorb your expertise, and after a certain period could be ready for different journey. How can you keep them, continue motivating, working with you?
Well, that's a very interesting topic. We all know that retaining employees is a must, because turnover costs a lot on many fronts. So, well, the first thing and this is a fact, you know, salary is not the most important thing. The most important thing is how people are managed on a daily basis. The most important thing is how you uplift people. The first very important also thing to take care to consider is that on talking about the daily management base is that we are all different. So if you manage everyone the same way, it won't work. So for example, in our academy, what we are trying to do is to have for the vocational period, we are implementing some tests to know exactly who we have in front of us and to determine which career to go on long term.
Thanks, Mohammed.
I think I'm in the private sector, and I think we have been competing with the public sector, and it's unfair competition. However, and again, I think what the public sector is providing the experiences for employees that are never been there before, and they will never learn it in our organization. And honestly, and I think that's good for the whole market, because people will come back to you, or to my colleague, okay, with different experience, with different exposure. So I'm not really keen about how to keep them. If there is a chance of somebody to learn something new, I will push him out. Actually, go. And I know that 2 years, 3 years, that you'll come back. Yeah, in a better position, but the most important thing is with a better experience. And that might not be applied to, let's say, most of the manpower in a hotel, for example. Okay. But when it comes to institutions, to head office, to development, business development, it's totally what is BIF, for example, now is offering to the market is an experience that you cannot. I'm myself in one of the as a board member in one of these committees and one of these investment, and I know that things that have never been passed in my life. So the experience itself is good for the market. I don't think that we should be aware of this. Let's bring the people. They will move around. That's the cycle that usually does, and it will come back to you. It will be the benefit to everybody. It's not to me. It will come to my colleague here or there that they will benefit from.
Thank you. That's different, probably a point of view from employee, probably in the development team, and employee in the operation of the team. How you retain the employee satisfaction? What are you doing to motivate them to grow professionally internally?
Well, the first thing is to have a career plan when the employee enters, and then communication is the key. So you plan a path, and then you make evaluation, lots of communication, and following everyone on the path.
Thank you. We are speaking lately about sustainability, and is this word that means everything and means nothing. Depends on which segment you are, which part of the process you are. How you are approaching? Are you believing in sustainability in hospitality? And if yes, what are your key points to achieve that?
Well, we all know that nowadays, sustainability, or we can maybe green certification or sustainability is a must. For us at AMSA Hospitality, we strongly believe in this way, and we take the responsibility in being sustainable in all our operation. We have today some tools at our disposal that are very new. Let's just to name one of them. You know, the BEAM, for example, is a system that can create your project in 3D, coordinating everyone at the same time. And the beauty of this is that you can keep it once the construction is done, and if for the maintenance, so you save a lot.
Thanks a lot, Mohammed.
That's an issue I think we haven't been dealing for a long time at this community now, and I think it's important, definitely. But somebody has to go and look into this, as he said, for example, green or environment and so on. Sometimes, if, for example, a segment of the, let's say, the hospitality luxury resort, for example, and I found, and I've been seeing this all over the world. There's always a contradiction between those environment protection things and the level of luxury that is provided, for example. And it's confusing a bit. And I think what has been done here right now in all in the project that the government is supporting, they're doing it right. If you go to the Riyadh, for example, I think that's an example of how really the quality of maintaining the green, sustainable products, materials. It's really something that's new to our culture, and we're still learning from it.
If I can just add something, again, we at AMSA Hospitality, we believe that today, with the tools that we have at our disposal, we can construct thinking of tomorrow. We can construct sustainable. It will cost, the cost will be a little bit higher, but then you win on depreciation. And so you win on all fronts, because you win financially and you win for your image. And I think this can be done today.
So it's a matter of invest a little bit more to have a better product for the future initially, that maybe the ROI will help more invest, more you have a better product.
Absolutely.
And this is good to sell also to the client, because
for everything.
Because I saw more and more the hotel operator are keen to have, when you enter in, before I was exhibiting how many stars they have, now how many, I try to exhibit how many certification, green, lean, platinum, or any other recycle method, no plastic use.
Of course,
so
it follows the trends. It's a fact. Now, we know that more than 70 people looking for a hotel are looking for this criteria to select. So we have to follow the trends, and it's a good thing.
How much the implementation of the technology helped a project to be more sustainable?
Well, I see it from an investment point of view, and I think probably now you have extra investment in technology and everywhere. You need to move in your product. But I think the payback is much really rewarding. I think in some cases it probably reduced the manpower for your staff. And sometimes, especially, you're exposed more and more into the market. You are easy to reach. You can have that communication with your client directly. So it's easier now to do business. It's easier now to get a hotel room or to book a resort, and now you know exactly who is your guest and what's his behavior. And I think that is an overall, though it's costly, but in the long run, that really makes your numbers much better, actually.
Technology applied to the customer, so data protection, all these kind of things. How you are dealing with that?
At AMSA Hospitality, we, for example, for our new brand, we want, of course, to use the technology that is at our disposal today, but we don't want to, bring technology to have technology as a must. For example, if I ask the question today, we all have a smartphone in our pocket. Do we have a better quality of life, generally speaking, with this smartphone now than 30 years ago? I'm not sure of the answer. So, especially for our new brands, this is a very sensitive subject, and of course we're going to use this kind of technology that controls the light, controls the water, but maybe not to a certain extent. Like, for example, some hotels, you have some robots that are taking your luggage in the room. I'm not sure that, for us, we don't want to go to that extent.
Making one step back, from development point of view, how change your way to develop an hotel since COVID impact a lot the way how the people experience the hotel. They want more space, they want more, they want to be close to each other. How you lately have you changed your way to develop your projects? Have been impacted by what's happened recently, or it's the same, still the same way, because Saudi Arabia is a very growing market, so there is many opportunity to generate different development?
I think we were not really a big market, so we don't have that experience in developing a product to the right society, the right customers. And I think there is a shift. To me, I don't see really an impact on that on our future project or future design. I think what we have changed is basically we're looking to hotel products now into something that people could enjoy. It's not something that people can socialize. And this is, again, it's all whatever. If somebody wants to study COVID and be a little bit pessimistic about it, but it's the true thing that now people want to go out, want to be with people. If you go to a destination, for example, like Al-Ula now, and you see that is a community already. People who has gone to Al-Ula is a community. People, they know each other. It's a small city. It's a small, probably a few quality hotels. But again, and this is what we do also in our project. And this is why now we are also concentrating on lifestyle hotels that provide that experience for the guests. Okay, and it's definitely by the incoming inbound tourists. That is also something expected from, especially in our culture. They don't want to stay in a business hotel with 24 square meter of space and that. It's not that anymore, and there is no place to sit except the lobby. There is enough space also, and it doesn't really help you to interact with other people. We see our customers and we develop as much as they wish for, and I think the way is basically the opposite of really limiting the connection between people.
Laurent, your client, have you changed the habit? What is changing in Italy? Is it this,
Well,
when you say client, is customer of the hotel?
we are, as I told you, we are a very young company, so the only hotel we own now, we've made the bet to have extensive room. For example, all our rooms are 60 square meter for a 4-star hotel. It's not common, and for the rest, we are still on the beginning of the run. So we'll see.
What is missing in the hospitality market in Saudi Arabia? Anything missing, or anything can we do better? That was not planned, this question. That's
what Mohammed this morning was telling you. I think there's some sort of he called it, I think, internship or something in hospitality. I'm talking about people and especially young people from origin from Saudi Arabia to be involved more in this field. Was also, I think, was missing when it comes to design products. I don't think we have yet done enough work to make sure that across all those functions, sustainable development, social places, something that will add to the journey for the customer. And I think this is something that is being done now at a very low scale. I think the public has to know this. The private investors have to know this and have to go for this. I said in many committees and with TDF and with other institutions, and I see only that most of the people are coming basically with very, let's say, regular, very traditional type of hotel that could be done anywhere, and heading for a product and designing for a product that could be in Riyadh, in Mauritius, or in London, and everywhere, and that doesn't work. I think somehow, and I know some of my colleagues here, designers, they understand this, and I was hoping that this will probably move forward. I think we need to educate the investment community about this.
But do you think because are the designers that are producing they're flat in terms they are standardized your design, or who is need to approve the designer don't have the courage to approve a different design?
I think first of all, it's the developer. Designer will do basically what we think, but it's a designer role to.
Yeah, but you need to also, if you pay a designer, you need to give him the chance to put his experience. Otherwise, the developer are the designer. The designer need to be the designer, and the developer need to approve the design.
Yes, again, and I think that is the fit. You need probably, as an investor, you need to be coming up with a designer who's open-minded, who has seen a lot, who understands the hospitality, and hospitality, doing a project in Egypt, which is it has a long history of tourism, different than designing a product for Saudi, which is now starting the experience. So it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of, and he has to understand the type of client that we are targeting in Saudi Arabia. So it is basically a responsibility of both. Okay, so it's the time that the developer will say, yes, I will assign you a designer to do this. He should tell him no. It shouldn't be like this. It should be like that, and he will bring that. And I think this is happening to an extent. I'm dealing with designers now from Middle East, from Saudi Arabia, and from abroad. Okay, and everybody now is getting. And I make sure that everyone that I deal with, they come to Saudi, they spend time, they look around, they see the behavior of the people, behavior of the inbound travelers, and that's very important. Learning is very important process before doing a project.
Yeah, in the spirit of what he's saying, Mohammed, for us at Hospitality, we think that the gap in the market, talking about the mid-scale segment, is a brand that would showcase the Saudi tradition and history in a modern way. And that's exactly what we're doing now in the preparation of our new brand.
Thanks. Are the Saudi, I know a lot of friends in Saudi, and many of them are architects or consultants. How much are you working with them? How much are you working with Saudi consultants, Saudi-based consultants, Saudi nationals?
We have some project that has been designed by Saudi consultants. Okay, in hospitality, we have done one project I could think of, and those, by the way, those design offices are developing, are evolving now, and we make sure that in every project that we do, we increase learning level of everybody involved in the project, including our team. So my team comes from Saudi, other Saudi companies, some of them from designer offices. So it's the learning process that will bring. There's still few, but they are really good. I think that the Saudi designers are really know, and they are connected now. They know what's happening, and they understand the culture much easier than others.
Is the solution for them, because there are many, but probably there are few at the standard that you're looking for? Is them for more to collaborate with international firm or more to have experience abroad, to gain their experience, to increase their experience? You say that there are few Saudi, probably there are not few, there are many, but probably there are few that at a certain standard or product you're looking for. The solution is more having collaboration with local fair, international fair based in Saudi Arabia, or for them have experience abroad?
Yes, you're right. I think the collaboration is very important, and we are doing this also.
Okay.
So some of our projects, I have a project that is targeted basically for individual, let's say, high net worth individuals. Okay, and it's the offering is not Riyadh or Jeddah. The offering is in Taif, Al-Hada, up the mountain. It's very seasonal. And you need someone from that environment who knows what is the weather, how does it affect and how it affects the design of the building, the orientation of the building, and so on. And I think, and this is what we have done basically. We have done not only this, so it's a collaboration between three of them, the two designers, international and local, and the operator. So and we have brought an operator that is his specialty actually, first time in Saudi to do something like this. So hopefully we'll see very soon. But yes, you're right. Collaboration between the different parties is very important at this stage.
Yeah, I believe there should be a commitment from both of the parties. One of the latest projects I saw that had been a success was the Opera House in Riyadh. It was, I think, a Norwegian firm that get awarded in collaboration with a local Saudi firm. And that's, I believe, is a benefit for both of them, for the international to come and parachute themselves in the Saudi culture that is very rich, and for the local Saudi to work at international level.
Interesting, because I can. This comes to my head now. I was pre-qualifying a consultant, international consultant for one of our projects, and he was in London, and we sat 2 days workshop with him, the process, and the due diligence, and the engineering work they do, and so on. And I found out I never heard about them before, honestly. They are big office. And I found that there are some designs and people are working on some of the details of the project in Diriyah. And I said, how do you know this? And I was amazed. He asked me not to say this because it was a competition at that time, but this is a residence in Diriyah, and they will announce it very soon, by the way. And I told him, how did you get to know what are the color scheme of the Najd style and so on? And he said, we had consultants from Saudi Arabia that helped us on this, which is very, and I think this is why I mentioned Riyadh, probably one of the landmark of doing things for the first time here.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for the honesty. Laurent, how apply to you as a managing the hotel? How your Saudization is going on? What are you putting in place? How are you working on that?
Well, as I told you, we are preparing the launch of an academy. So we are full power in this. The academy, we target for the academy the Z generation, so young people. So we're fully committed.
Every time I come in Saudi and I have the chance to have in the reception with some Saudi guys, girls or boys there, every time they are smiling, they are welcoming. There is, I believe, a need for them also to interact with the people in a different way, no?
Of course, and it's also our duty to valorize all the hospitality jobs It's one of the industry that you can enter as a bellboy and finish as a GM, you know, so there's not other many industries that can provide this kind of opportunity.
Yes. Thank you, guys.